Hi, I'm Phoebe Grover with Grover Mortgage Group.
And I'm Natalie Van Cardo with the Nat Nate Real Estate Team.
Welcome to our new podcast,
Real Estate of Mind,
where we discuss real estate, life, and everything in between.
We're excited for you to follow us and join in on our journey.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to the pod. Another solo episode today. Me and Nat just shooting the shit.
We are.
I just got back from vacation.
And you look great.
Thanks.
You look well rested.
Okay, do you think I look tanned?
You do.
My brother was like, you didn't get tanned at all. He was like, you're like our cousin, because I went with my cousins. And he's like, he got tanned. You didn't get tanned. And I'm like, are you gaslighting me right now? Thank you.
Yes.
I was like, you're just jealous because you're not tanned. But I was like, there's no way. Like, I was literally like laying out in the sun for like 12 hours a day. Like, I'm like, there's no
so
possible way that I didn't get tanned.
Laying out.
But yeah, I was just telling you, like, it was such a good vacation. I went to BC, and I went for 10 days, and we got so lucky with the weather. It rained one day for like half a day.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and the rest of it was like hot. It was so good.
And you know what? So I had a client that was in BC for a period of time when we were working together, and you mentally forget that they are that far behind. Like, yeah. I would send him an email, say at 9, and then he would respond later, and I'm like, oh yeah, like I keep forgetting, like he's not even up yet.
He's not even up yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy. And like, I was just telling you, the 3-hour time difference messes me up so bad. Like, I am so severely jet lagged right now, and you would think it's a 3-hour time difference. Like, who cares? Like, I went to New Zealand for 2 months, and it was an 18-hour time difference, and I came back, and I was completely fine.
But I feel like 18 hours, you're kind of like, it's a whole day you've kind of missed, so you're kind of.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
Where this is like strictly like your sleep patterns being disrupted.
It's awful. It's so bad. But
welcome
other
back.
than that, it was good.
We're happy to have you back.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited for our movie night.
Oh my God. 2 weeks, you guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm excited for that. And school's almost out. So like.
When's school out?
27th.
Oh my God. Are you excited?
I'm excited.
What are you doing with your kids? Camp?
They have lots of camps this summer.
Okay, love that.
But yeah, it's fun for them because I find like the last month they're all chaotic.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. But I do like the rigidity of a school calendar because they know like this is the time they get up and whatever. Where summer it kind of gets a little more lax. But I like structure.
You're like, I'm not allowing them to be loosey-goosey even during the summer.
When they have camp, no. But like, yes, other than that, they're good.
Do they have camp all throughout the summer?
They have a lot of camp this summer. They do have a couple weeks of breaks, but majority of it is.
But that's so fun. I never went to camp when I was a kid, and I really wish I would have gone.
Yeah, we tried some different ones where they'll be doing like more like hiking and canoeing stuff. So I'm excited for them. Yeah,
wait,
I'm also scared shitless.
Are they overnight camps?
No, I couldn't do an overnight camp.
I was gonna say that's so not your personality to do an overnight camp. Wait, so they're local?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I'm excited for them.
Wait, camp is so fun because you make so many friends.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
It kind of forces them to.
Yeah, and then they're not like from your own school, so it kind of like gets you out of your like comfort zone and like meet different people. Ugh, why am I getting nostalgic for camp? I never even went.
I went, my mom like forced me to go and I was like too old to go to camp and I hated it. Because we would always go to my grandmother's in the summer. And like that also became boring when you get to a certain age.
No, totally.
But then she's like, oh, you'll go to camp this summer. I'm like, this is horrid. Like,
how old were you?
I was probably like grade 7, 8, where it's like, it's too old.
Yeah, that is too old.
Way too old.
Yeah. Because then you want to do your own thing with your own friends.
Yeah. I'm like, this is not okay. And like they used to make us sing songs at the beginning. I'm like, I'm not singing this. Like, come on. It was traumatic for me. But the kids it's very different now.
Yeah. Well, they're so young. Of course they're going to like it. Okay, I have a question for you before we get started on our topic today. I just remembered it. This was a huge point of discussion during my trip. So I was there with my 2 cousins. My one cousin just moved to BC, so me and my other cousin went to go visit him.
Yeah.
And we were talking about missing people. And I'm a huge I will miss people before they're even gone.
Yeah.
I'll literally be hanging out with somebody and I'll be like, I'm already missing this moment.
Aw,
You know what I mean? Because I'm like,
yeah.
I'm enjoying this so much. Like, I'm a deeply nostalgic person. And I was there with my 2 cousins and my 1 cousin's girlfriend, and they were like, yeah, we don't miss people. Like, they're like, we miss them, like, if we see them, and then we'll be like, oh, we've missed having you around. But once they're gone, we won't be like, oh, I miss this person. So what's your take on that?
Oh, that's
Because I was like, am I the only person who is not normal? Like, is this normal?
Okay, so I will say, I do miss people, but it'll come in waves. Like if I haven't seen one of my friends in a very long time, like, oh my God, I miss hanging out and doing these things. But I'm not I'm not as nostalgic unless we're in the moment talking about it, and then I'll be. And then like life is too chaotic, so I kind of it always gets put on the back burner as like not important, which it shouldn't. But then when I go and like see family I haven't seen in a while or whatever it may be, and I'm like, why don't we do this more often?
Yeah, okay.
So I'm that. I literally just messaged a girl that I used to go to high school with and play soccer with. She's very nostalgic. I peed my pants. So my daughter played a soccer tournament last weekend, and it was a soccer club where when we played, we used to get into fistfights with this team. It was so bad. We used to get into fistfights. And my daughter was playing, and they're very young, and they were so aggressive, and like the parents were yelling and the coach was yelling, and I'm like, oh my God, this is a flashback of when we played. So I messaged her, and she was like, oh my God, she's like, that made my day. And then she was like saying, like going down memory lane, and I'm like, oh my God, like I totally forget like half of the stuff that has happened.
Yeah.
But then you're like, oh yeah, like why don't we like
hang out more often?
Yeah. Well, she's actually in BC, but yeah, so it's like, why don't we do these things more? Yeah.
Yeah, so I think you're like them, because they're like, yeah, we miss people when like we see them again, and then we're like, oh, we missed having you around. But like as the days go on and the weeks go on, like you won't necessarily like think about it. You know what I mean?
No,
Whereas,
I'm
like,
I'm very bad at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, I think I'm in the minority, because I didn't know this was a thing, and I was like, oh, everyone misses everyone. So I think I'm in the minority.
One of my
The more I
friends is
talk to
very
people.
good at it. She's like you, but she'll say like, I miss you. Let's hang out. And I'm not the first one to do that, which is bad.
Yeah.
But it's just because I get so caught up in
your
like
life.
the day to day.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I have to make a conscious effort.
Yeah.
To change that. Yeah.
But I think you're just like either like that or you're not like that. Like, I don't know if you can like change that.
I think it's a good trait. Like, I think it's a very good trait. Like, I will message people more. Like, I'll message my cousins and stuff, and like they necessarily don't do that. And then whenever we see each other, it's like no time has passed.
Yeah.
But it's like to get everybody together and yeah.
No, I'm definitely like the planner and initiator of like my whole group, like all my friends and all my cousins and stuff, because like I'm like so deeply like I love my people.
Yeah.
Like I miss all my, like literally like before I even got back from BC, like me and my best friends are like, okay, like we're hanging out on Friday. Like we made plans before I even got back. Cause I was like,
which is good.
Yeah. Like I need to see my friends and like my family.
That's very good. I'm like that with my family, like my immediate family. I kind of create everything. Yeah. But friends, no, which I should. Like it's so bad.
But it makes sense. Like I think maybe if I was like in a relationship and had kids and stuff, maybe it would be different. But because like my life is so heavily dependent on like my friends, I think maybe that's why. Or I don't know, maybe it's just my personality. I have no idea. But
I don't know if I did that. Like I would do it maybe like in high school and university, but like after that, I fell back. Like I don't know.
Interesting. Okay. I just thought it was such an interesting conversation because I was like, there's no way I'm the only one that's like this. I thought I was normal, but then 75% of the group was like saying one thing. And I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, no, I think it's a very good trait to have that you do that, because I would like to be more like that. Because then you're driven to go and like to make plans and do things.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's been a long week. I'm like, do I actually want to go out? I don't want to. Like, true. I became more of a homebody. But as soon as if I do make the plan and I do force myself to go out, it's usually the best
like, this
time.
is so fun. Yeah. Okay. Well, that was a little bit of a deviation from what we're talking about today. What are we talking about today?
Well, it kind of goes with it. We're talking about overthinking.
True. Okay. Yeah.
So our topic today is overthinking and how it kind of stops us from building momentum. I find this happens to me often because I am an overthinker. I
Me
will
too.
think of all the different ways, and then I'm like, why haven't I done anything? And then I can be the complete opposite of where it's like, I'm not thinking, I'm just in flow and I'm just doing. So I really want to figure out how to kind of stay in flow state more often where I'm not overthinking things opposed to like doing the stagnant, oh, I don't know. And
Is
all
there,
that.
so do you find that there's certain things that you're in a flow state about and certain things that you like have overthinking about? Or is it just,
No, I would like it would. You would assume like work, you're more in flow state, but no, I get into like, I'll call it like lazy states where like everything is, it's like dragging my heels.
Yes.
But when I'm very busy, I can get so many things done, and like I just keep adding on top of
I'm
it.
exactly the same way.
Right? So
Yeah.
it's like it's one extreme or the other. There's no like happy medium.
Yeah.
It's either I'm really slow and like not into it, or I'm like everyone's like, what are you doing? You're doing way too much.
Yeah,
I'm
like
let's
you're
just
a
add it on.
robot.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And I find when I'm stressed, I am better at doing more things.
Me too. I need
you
a
too?
fire under my ass.
Okay, good.
Like that's why like I'm such a procrastinator. Like I won't be able to get things done until like it's like the last possible moment, and I'm like, okay, now there's a fire under my ass. Like let's go.
I don't like waiting to the last minute. I'm like a planner in that sense, but
okay.
I need to have a lot of things going on opposed to one thing. If I have one thing, then I'll drag my heels on it because I have so much time. Where if there's so many things, I just do it.
You could just focus.
Where it's funny because my sister's the complete opposite. She shuts down and she's like, I love that you're adding more things to my month, but like I'm at capacity. I'm like, but wait, you can do it on this day and this day, like whatever. And she's like, okay, this is a little bit too much.
You're like, what does at capacity mean? You're like,
right?
"Can I
I'm like,
compute?"
I want more. Give me more stuff. And she's like, no, like I am done.
Wait, that's really good that she has those boundaries though. Can't relate. I don't even know what that feels like to say no.
Exactly, right? I'm like, no, let's just go. You can take my spot on the baseball team. Like, just go do it.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
All right.
Okay, so what is overthinking versus healthy research? Let's define it.
Okay. Healthy research gets you out of overthinking because overthinking, you're like just creating your own mental scenarios.
100%.
And I find if you stop and like start researching something, then you're like, oh, it's actually not that bad. Right? Because like your brain will always do things to make things easier for you and create these like wild scenarios of why you can't do something. Where if you actually research it, like, oh, I can break it down into steps or whatever it may be. And then I find once I have the knowledge aspect,
I was just going to say knowledge is power.
I can tackle it no problem.
Totally. Knowledge is power. Like even like with me, like with work, when I'm like doing my deals and I have more knowledge about a certain type of deal that I'm doing, I get it done so much quicker versus like, I don't know, I get a certain type of like anxiety or I get anxious if like I don't know something. And then like, I don't know, like I drag my feet and I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this until it's too late. And then I'm like, okay, now I have to get it done kind of thing. But yeah, you're so right. Like knowledge is power.
Exactly. Yeah.
For sure.
So definitely if you're in the overthinking state, gain some, what did you say it? Learning? What is it?
Knowledge is power.
Healthy knowledge?
Research.
Thank you.
Healthy
Do your research.
Okay. The roots of it, I would say, comes from
Lack of knowledge. A lot of it is lack of knowledge.
But like, I think people have like fear of failure.
100%, which we definitely need to get rid of.
Yeah. I think a majority of people have that.
Can I say something? So we did our photo shoot and I had my makeup done and the girl mentioned to me, she's like, oh, you should try doing the voiceover stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, you know what? I'm going to look into it. That is a fear of failure. I literally shut it down. I bought the mic. I was all excited. I started looking at it and I'm like, this is like way too much. More than what I thought. I'll probably go back to it and just research it more. But at the time, I'm like, I had a very big fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of the new.
Fear of the unknown is so real.
But I'm like, what if I put this out and it's not good? Because I haven't done like a brand new venture like that in a very long time. It's just solely me. And I'm like, oh my God, like what if this
doesn't work out?
Yeah.
I know.
I was just very weird because I've never really had that before. Like when we started this, I was like, oh, cool, it's fun. But like something solo, I'm like, I got the fear of failure.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fear of failure is so real. Fear of unknown is so real. Fear of unknown is like really scary for me.
Is it?
Yeah. Fear. I don't know. Like I think that's why like I'm so type A, because like I want to be in control of everything, because like the fear of like the unknown, like it's like a serious fear. Like
Okay, so I think I have it, but I'm like,
suppressing it.
I suppress it. Yeah, because I'm the same. Like, I like to know exactly what I'm doing throughout the day. If I have a day where, like, for work that's nothing's planned, I can't. I don't like that. I like to know, like, these are the tasks that you have. Like, I can't just like wing it.
Okay,
on a day.
I'm not to that extent.
I am to that extent. I can't.
Okay,
wing
you have
it.
a big fear of unknown then.
I think I do. Or is it just like to plan? I don't know.
But then to get to the root cause of it, like why do you like to plan so much? Because you're scared of like the unknown. Like you don't want anything fall. Like you need to be in control of your entire day because you're scared of something happening that you don't know about. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, pertaining to work, because like I can have a Saturday and not do anything, and like, you know, I'm not to that extent where if it's like quality time, I'm not doing that.
Okay.
But
okay,
for,
that's normal.
For work, I think it is a big
if it's just
thing.
for work, I think that's normal.
But is that because I have goals and like ambition, or what is that? I gotta talk to a therapist about it. I don't know.
Like, okay, do you make a to-do list?
Oh, have you seen my agenda?
No, sorry, I know you make a to-do list, but when you say you plan everything, like, do you plan in like terms of like calendar? You just have a to-do list because a to-do
It's
list
more of
is
a
like
to-do
kinda,
list.
That's like loosey-goosey though. I don't think that's
Like
like
I'll
that
have
big
like all
of a
the
deal.
tasks that I need to do, and if they don't all get done, then I'm very upset.
Then you're very upset.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you a Virgo? When's your birthday?
No,
you're a
I'm a
Sagittarius, right?
Sagittarius.
That's so unlike a Sagittarius though.
Uh-huh. I know. Yeah.
That's a very like Virgo quality. Not that I literally know anything about horoscopes. I don't know why I'm sitting here pretending
Nathan's
like
a Virgo, and we're the complete opposite.
So he's more type E. Yeah, he is. He's very chill.
Yeah, chill, and like he'll keep things in his head.
Yeah.
Where I need to like have it all nicely laid out and execute. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Why do we think overthinking and analysis paralysis is a bad thing?
Analysis paralysis. I like that word.
Which is so true. Decision fatigue. We talk about this all the time. We can
it
get
is decision fatigue, but I think because you're not actually physically doing anything to move towards your goal.
Yeah, it's
we'll
so
use,
unproductive.
Like, the goal as what you're going towards here. So if you're just overthinking everything, you're not physically taking even the smallest steps, and you're staying stagnant. For me to stay stagnant, it is the worst thing. I rather do little things each day that may not feel like it's going towards my goal, but it's out of my head and I'm actually trying things out.
Totally.
I hate over talking about something over and over again when I can just easily start.
And just do it.
Yeah, when people are like, "Oh, I would love to do it," just start.
Yeah.
Stop talking about it, just do it.
Yeah.
So that's where like I just dislike over talking about physically doing something.
That's a really good trait though, because I think a lot of people have the fear of failure and then they over talk, so then they don't do it.
Yes. So they talk themselves out of it.
Yeah, they talk themselves out of it.
Where
Yeah.
I rather just like stop talking, start doing is my analogy. That's why
really
I don't like it.
That's really good. That's really good. Okay. So let's talk about how overthinking comes into play with real estate and how it can be a good or a bad thing.
Okay. Let's dive in.
You just got so excited.
Okay. Because I see this happen with so many clients.
Okay, good. I was hoping you'd have stories.
Yeah. So we'll start with buyers. So buyers, one, knowledge is huge. They don't know. So like they're listening to media, parents, family, and they have no idea of what they can afford, what everything looks like. And they've had this like built up idea of what the process is going to be like, and they can never do this because X, Y, and Z. So when they come to me, obviously we say, talk to your mortgage broker first, figure out the finances. And once they have that knowledge or that insight, they gain power. Okay. So like, actually this is doable. I'm dealing with someone who wants to upsize right now, and her spouse is like, this is not a good time. I don't want to do it. And she's like, no, actually, I'm going to break this. She's very analytical. I'm going to break this all down. I'm going to figure out how much we can get in terms of like the new mortgage, what we can afford, what I can sell for, and like kind of figure it out logistically. And you gain so much like relief in doing that. When they don't do that, or they don't know what the payments are going to be like, or whatever thing is, it's just, they're not going to progress because it's just, again, all unknown.
Yeah.
So I think they need to know financially what, like, break it down monthly, even go into their own budget and figuring out like how is that going to affect your life day to day, especially if you're a new time buyer, like a new home buyer. For sellers, I think the whole process of one, because they have to also uproot and move somewhere else. So that becomes a big thing. I like to go in stages with them of first, we're going to take care of the sale. We're going to be looking at homes as well, but until, like, especially in this market, until your home is sold and you know exactly what you're getting, then we can kind of unlock stage 2, which helps people. But their thing is, what do showings look like? What does my house being on the market look like? How long, like, duration of time right now is huge. And then, like, I also factor in like out of pocket costs. So if they have it on the market for 30 days, they get an offer that is kind of good, but they don't want to take it. I'll also say, like, hey, if you guys are continuously on the market, this is your out of pocket costs that you're going to have until, we sell or whatever it is. Does that kind of bridge the gap between what they've offered you or not, type of thing? So just giving them different perspective. But again, like, for them, it could be their first time selling. So the whole process is scary to them. And then also relocating, like, what does that look like? So there's a lot of unknowns.
I was going to say, like, for the buyers, don't you think that sometimes when a person makes a spreadsheet and does all of this analysis, like, sometimes they actually talk themselves out of, like,
Oh, yeah.
moving forward?
You have to be, yes.
Because they see, like, the actual cost. Like, that's happened with me.
There's a fine line between over analytical and, like, we're just doing it so I can have an idea. Yeah. So I find a lot of investors do that. Like, they're just so...
I have a lot of engineers that do that. I have some engineer clients, and, like, the only times I've ever been sent Excel spreadsheets are from my engineer clients, and I'm like, this is insanity. Yeah. Like, this is literally, like, it's so detailed and, like, broken down. And then sometimes they're like, well, like, I don't think we want to move forward anymore. And I was like, or when people, like, try to time the market. That's a huge thing for me, which I hate. Because I'm like, you cannot time the market. I think right now, buyers and sellers, because I think we're in a bit of a balanced market, I think they're both trying to time the market right now. Sellers wanting, like, the absolute most, and buyers wanting, like, the absolute least, like, a deal on the properties.
Yes. So it's a scenario that we come through, like, often, especially right now, because sellers think that they're taking this big, huge cut from their house. And, like, it's all this money, but truly, it's money they never had.
Exactly.
That's the one thing.
It's unrealized
money you never had.
100%.
And when you're buying, do you want to buy something on sale, or do you want to pay full top dollar for it?
Yeah.
The only time it really affects you, which happened to people, is when they bought in the prime, and then the market switched and they sold in the low. So that's the only time when you're having a switch in market where you're going to see those, like, people that have freaked out and they've lost money. But essentially right now, if you've been in your house for X amount of years, say over 5 now, that money that you could have gotten 2 years ago that was like, oh, it's so much, never really was yours.
It was never yours.
Because you're not selling.
100%.
So this is your new norm. And it's all relative, because the buy is going to be
lower,
pretty much the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
So even if you're selling higher and you bought high,
I know that's what people don't get.
To me, it makes sense.
I know.
Maybe I'm not explaining it properly.
Yeah.
But some people either get it or they don't.
No, and that's what, like, was annoying me so much about this, like, bubble that we had in, like, 2021, 2022, when everyone's like, oh, my house is selling for so much more. I'm like, great. You're also, like, overbidding by, like, $500,000 on this house that you're gonna buy.
100%.
Like, do you know what I mean? It's, like, I agree with you. It's the exact same thing. And now, yeah, sure, like, your house might sell for less, but you're also buying for less.
You're buying for way less, and you're getting more house.
Yeah, and interest rates are lower, and your payment will be lower, and your down payment will be lower. Everything is lower.
Yeah. No, I think it's, again, for those people, it's just they're not knowledgeable, or they're looking at it a certain way where they're just fixated on what they're selling for, and they're not taking into account the purchase.
Yeah.
So...
And that's another thing, right? That's another thing where overthinking really affects sellers, is, like, they want the best possible price for their house because they have that attachment to it. And they overthink. Like, you've told me about clients of yours that you've gotten great offers for them. And they're like, no, I am not accepting this. And they overthink, and they're like, I can get something better. And then 6 months goes by, they don't even receive any offers.
So yeah, there's one that I'm thinking of that we listed, and it was not great of a market. Like, it was right after the boom, and it was quiet. And and she wanted a certain price, and I got her $10,000 less on that price. $10,000 less. And I'm like, this is fantastic. You've been in this house for so long. Like, this is a great offer. It was firm. Like, there was no conditions. And she's like, no, I want my price. And then I said, okay, we let it go. And then like a month later, she's like, well, why didn't you tell me that? Like, that was a really good price. I'm like, we had the conversation. Like, this is what it was. Like, that was a good offer. You were fixated that you wanted a certain amount, and you kind of sabotaged yourself.
100%.
You feel bad because, like, honestly, when you know your client's getting a good offer and they're not willing to look at it, you just want to like shake them, like, guys, like, open your eyes.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you can't like force them.
No, my job is to always guide. I present everything. I give you the good, the bad, the ugly. You make your own decision, and I'm just there to kind of process it for you.
Yeah.
So,
but that's like literally, that's like a prime example of why overthinking and analysis paralysis and all this stuff is gonna lead to missed opportunities. And now is she still living there? Like,
I think she's still living there. She bought a new build condo, so she'll have to sell when it comes to.
And who knows like when that will sell or how much it will sell for? But it's like,
yeah, it's sad.
Yeah,
many examples.
Or people I've heard, like flippers, for example, right? When they buy a house, if they take too long, they might end up losing a really good opportunity to buy a good house at like a low value and then flip it and make money, right? Like sometimes you just have to make quick decisions.
Yeah. So in real estate, it's information, knowledge, but there's a little bit of instinct that goes along with it.
Exactly.
And a lot of people don't have the instinct, which is where we kind of come in. But if they're not listening to us or, you know, wanting to actually hear what we're saying, they're going to do their own thing. But I find with me, a lot of how I do things is instinct oriented in this business.
Really? That's really interesting.
Yeah. Well, because you've seen so many scenarios. And then like in terms of like purchasing a property, like I don't know. I just know like if this is going to plummet for you or if it's not.
Right.
Like I don't know if it's logic and this is just the way that I weigh it, but like I know.
I don't think that's
it's probably not instinct. It's probably just experience.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you have so much experience. Okay. Oh my God. What are some tools that you use with your clients, or you want to use with your clients, or you suggest that they use in order to like make decisions quickly and not to kind of like
diagrams? No.
Diagrams? What the heck?
No. Okay. So like what tools? Spreadsheets are huge. I know some agents that literally every showing that their clients have ever been on, they put into an Excel sheet and it's like all mapped out. I don't do that unless it's an investment and we're kind of comparing different ones. And yes, I'll do something like that.
Yeah.
But like literally every showing that these people have gone on, they literally log it, pros and cons. If you guys know you don't want it, I'm not looking back on it unless I think it may be, you may have passed it or overlooked it, and I think it's still a good opportunity. I will just keep it on the side. But yeah, I don't think that's necessary that like everything you've seen since January is on a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
But spreadsheets in terms of like breaking down the cost, purchase price, your payments and all of that, that's very helpful. And then just like our market analysis of like neighborhoods, what's around, that sort of thing helps. I don't think I do anything like tangible. It's more like conversations that we have. It may be like comparing the two properties after we've seen it. We go back to revisit. That helps people. Driving around the area. Like I tell them, definitely drive around the area. If you like a house, drive around, go like do shopping around there to see if you guys like it, that sort of thing. And that helps people. And then in terms of like listing, it always gives people clarity when I physically take them out to see the actual homes for sale in their area and they compare.
Yeah, you
and
said
if they're
this,
still delusional
really
after that point, usually most people have a good idea, but then you have the few delulus who like still think that their house is this amazing thing and it has nothing compared to like certain other ones.
Yeah.
And then maybe that client isn't a good fit for me.
So I actually do have some. I was thinking about rates. So when people are fixated on, I don't know if I want like a 3-year fix or a 5-year variable or whatever, I will put it into a rate calculator.
Yeah.
And I will show them like, okay, over your term, you'll pay this much in principal, this much in interest. This is how it looks and all that kind of stuff. So because people are just crazy about rate shopping. And I mean, we've talked about this so many times. I'm not going to get into it, but it's like, more often than not, it's not the most important decision that you're going to make. So I just try to break it down and say, like, this is why. Like, don't overthink it so much. Like, just go with this, right?
Why do you think people are so interested in just the rate amount?
Lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
That's just all it comes down to. And I've had this conversation with so many of my clients. I'm like, honestly, at the end of the day, of like, the only thing you're arguing with me about is the rate. I'm like, it's just a lack of lack of financial education, because it's like, your rate really doesn't matter. Like, it matters. Okay, if it's like a 1 to 2% difference in rate, like, of course that matters. But if you're fighting over like 5 to 10 basis points, it's like, come on. But it's an ego thing. People just want the best rate.
They want to say, I got the best rate.
And like, they want to go to their friends and their gatherings and be like, oh, you have 1.54? Well, I have 1.52. Like, my bank gave me such a good offer. I don't get that. You know what I mean?
The other thing I'll say that I do help with people making decisions, especially if they're starting off on their search for a new home, when we're out exploring, like, explore the different styles and helping them narrow it down that way. So, like, a lot of the time with people that are downsizing, they think, I still want a detached house. So we go and like kind of look at smaller detached. We look at different styles. And then from there, they can kind of gain the knowledge of like, oh, maybe I do want the condo or I want something else. So like actually physically going out to see things is very helpful.
Yeah. I find that most people are visual.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Even when it comes to like houses and even when it comes to like mortgages and stuff, that's why like the graphs and the tables and stuff are like very helpful to illustrate to people. Because I once had this client, I was refinancing him from a private to a B lender, and I saved him so much money on the interest, but there was like some extra fees that were kind of like not hidden fees, but they were just like unexpected fees at the end of the day, like lender fees and stuff. And he was like, oh, I should have just, renewed with my private if I knew I would have to pay all these fees. And I broke it down to him in a table, and I was like, your APR with the private would have been like 13%. Your APR here is 7% with like all the fees. I'm like, you're still saving 6%. And he's like, it's good that you broke it down that way, right? So
honestly, that's
people
helpful.
are visual.
For numbers, I feel like you need to see it.
Yeah. People are visual. So visual tools help a lot.
Yes.
Okay. So let's now talk about life and career. And now I keep saying analysis paralysis. It sounds so funny. How overthinking and analysis paralysis can keep you from like making like big decisions in life.
Again, okay, so we're talking about fear of the unknown. Are we talking about people that like are thinking of making a career change
and just like don't because they're scared of change?
Yeah.
Or like want to move and like don't because they're scared of, or like want to be in a relationship but are like scared of change? Overthinking.
Okay, so let's talk about like new career, and then we'll get into relationships. So new
my
career.
free therapy session.
You have to think like if somebody has a job that they're also like putting money towards their pension or something like that, it would be very hard to disrupt that.
Yeah.
I find if it's just not fulfilling for you or like you're in a toxic work environment, it would be more toxic for you to stay there opposed to making the shift. Like it'd be worse on your mental health and all that other than just making the shift. But I think a lot of people are scared of like, how does it impact their family? Learning something new is very scary. Are they qualified? Will they find something better than what they're currently at? So like they got to weigh all their options.
But it's not even like, what if somebody is just like miserable at their current like company they're working for and they just want to not even switch industries, just switch companies, right? A lot of people don't even do that.
Then go explore it. Like this is the thing, like do it. Go explore it. You don't have to make a change. Go and explore what that would look like.
Don't you think that like our parents' generation, like the boomers, are a lot less like want change than we do? I think we switch jobs a lot more. And I think like Gen Z switches jobs like even more.
But they were bred to just be at one job
For like
the
30
rest
plus
of their
years.
lives,
Yeah.
retire.
It's insane.
That's not feasible anymore.
It's insane. Yeah. No, so true. The way you make more money now is literally by like company hopping. Like I swear.
Well, yes. But like I gave my mom a heart attack when I wanted to get into this industry. She's like, you're never going to have like stable income. Like there's no stability. If I heard the word stability, like from her so many times, it's not stable. It's not stable. But that was like her train of thought was
100%.
you need a stable job, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. And I'm like, for me, like, no, I thinking of making a set amount and having somebody control what I can
So
escalate
true.
to gave me more anxiety than the stability or not having stability.
Instability, yeah.
But that was what, they did.
They were brought up with, yeah. That's all they knew. So true.
Yeah.
It's crazy. They were just like not risk takers. I feel like as the generations have gone on, like we're becoming more risk. Like your kids will probably be like heavy risk takers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like, what does jobs even look like when they?
Okay, I've been listening to. This is so off topic. I've listened to a lot of podcasts about AI, and like everybody is saying that. Like I was listening to this one podcast, and somebody was like, "Will money even exist in a few years?" Because I think like ChatGPT and everything will just like do our jobs for us. So like we won't have to pay a lawyer, for example. We won't have to like pay like a mortgage
so
broker or like
weird.
you know what I mean. Like software engineers, Silicon Valley, done.
Which is
like
crazy.
they're done. Like they're wiped out because ChatGPT can code in like what 0.3 seconds.
They created it. Isn't that sad? They created their own device.
I know.
I
The
don't
creator
know.
of ChatGPT literally regrets creating it, eh? Like, did you?
he really?
Yeah, he's like, I really regret creating it. The creator of like, well, I don't know if it was ChatGPT or like all of them, but he was like, I regret creating this because it's like, but that's what I mean. Like, will we need money anymore? Like, what's gonna happen? Will there be jobs?
I don't
China
know.
has robot doctors.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Okay, but I think I don't know if I'd be okay with a robot doctor. I'm fine with a robot. They're using a robot to do a surgery. That's one thing.
But you like having a consult and it's a robot?
No. We're still gonna want things that are human interaction.
100%.
But the average career is going to look different.
And like non-existent. Like, I don't know. Like, will our jobs still exist?
I have no clue.
I don't know.
There's
Gonna be a robot. Or like they do like with the goggles, like the VR.
I don't like that.
The
No,
real
they've
estate
tried-
stuff is like trying to like
I don't-
pop off
They've
on that.
tried to do that before. You cannot smell a house from a VR thing. Literally,
Do you
you
think
walk
that's
in.
important?
It is important. The energy and like overall flow, you'll know, okay, this house has been very stale or this house feels damp. You're not going to know from goggles.
Okay, listen to that. So do you know Ryan Serhant?
Yes.
From $1 Million Listing
Yeah.
New York. He has like a huge brokerage in New York. But I was watching one of his like reels on Instagram last night, and one of his agents came up to him and was like, I have this amazing listing. It's $11 million, but the seller is extremely like anal about his property. Like apparently he has like all this expensive artwork. He only wants 5 showings, max 5 showings.
In
Ryan,
total?
in total, like only
Yeah.
5. And Ryan's like, how are we going to get this done with 5 showings? So he was like, okay, basically as a preemptive thing, get all your qualified buyers, like vet them and show them the house through VR.
Yeah, makes
and
sense.
only if they're interested, then take them in.
That makes sense. So
But
they're
like-
using it as a tool,
Yeah.
but I don't think it'll eliminate physical showings.
Okay. I hope not. Like for the sake of our jobs, I hope not.
No, I could see like gaining access to properties would be a lot different. Like certain things like that would improve. I'm sure other aspects of our job would change, but there's certain things like you have to physically feel, smell, touch, see.
And like I'm a very traditional person. Like when I was in BC, we booked this like Scandinavian spa in Whistler, and like I was doing it online, and like I hated it. It wasn't giving me like a lot of time slots for the massage and stuff. So I was like, I'm just gonna call a girl. I called the girl, and she's like giving me like all these time slots that like worked better for my day and all this stuff. And I was like, see, like this is why I just don't want AI to take over, because I love chatting with humans.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to do everything online. Even when I call to order like a pizza, I always call. I never place the order online. My brother's like, why don't you just do it online? I'm like, because I like to talk to the person.
I want them to know they heard me order.
Yeah.
They got it right.
100%.
I'm like that too. And I find like sometimes it's just faster to pick up the phone than sit there and go through all the stats. and, like, put your
100%.
info in. Yeah, I don't like it. Yeah, it'll be interesting what like our school system's going to have to change. Like certain things are going to have to
Oh
pivot.
my God, there's going to be like AI like teachers.
But
like robot teachers.
it could.
There's going to be like
But
a
then,
mouth
what's
like
the
coming out of like the
engagement?
chalkboard. And like
What's the
that's
engagement
it.
level? I'm not going to have my kids being taught maybe like in university and like different like higher
Yeah, but I
schools,
think this is just the way the world is like going, that like kids, because okay, think about it, like now your kids are probably being raised on iPads in school, right? Like they probably have iPads and stuff, and they have those like
there's
digital
certain things
like
that are happening in school that
whiteboards.
I'm not okay with.
I know you're not okay
Yeah.
with it, but they're still happening. So I think like the kids are just being like conditioned to accept these things, and it's just normal for them now. You know what I mean? Like obviously
Yeah.
as a parent, it's so scary and like freaky, but I think as the kids, they don't know any better. They don't know what it was like to be raised when we were raised.
But then wouldn't like their empathy and certain things
100%.
diminish?
100%. There's not going to
Yeah.
be any human connection.
I don't know. I'm not going to get a massage by a robot. I want a human.
Imagine getting a massage by like ew, robot hands.
Unless
Watch
they
by
can
that
actually have
to-
skin.
No, I was gonna say by that point they're gonna like learn how to like mimic
But do they get
skin
warm?
and
Are they going to be
stuff.
cold? Like I don't want cold hands on me. I don't know. There are certain things. I think service industries would still, to some point,
I hope so.
be around. I don't know.
I hope like we're still around. I hope people find the value in like talking to a human being versus talking to like AI. Like I really hope so.
But I can see like manufacturing that could totally be dependent on that. Like certain jobs that I get that nobody really wants to kind of do.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
I know, it's actually crazy.
But I'm listening to a lot too. And like some days I can stomach it. I'm like, oh my God, this is so interesting. And other days I'm like, I can't. This is like way too
I agree.
much.
I'm very on the fence about it. Like it's cool. I've both my brothers are computer engineers, so they like love ChatGPT, and they've been like
Yeah.
actually it started integrating ways into like my job to make my job easier. So they're
I
like
have to talk
integrating.
to them. Yeah.
Yeah. Like they're doing a lot. Like even last night, my brother was like, okay, send me like this. And he's like, let me figure out if it will like analyze it. So they love it. They're like, ChatGPT can do anything for you. They're like, why
Yeah.
are you like spending hours and hours doing like your deals when you can just put it into ChatGPT and it can tell you how to do it? So they're like programming it for me, which I'm like, oh, this is so cool. But then at the end of the day, I'm like, am I not going to have a job anymore? Like how? We were actually,
Yeah.
so when I was in BC with my cousins, my one cousin was like, okay, he's like, say ChatGPT tomorrow takes your job. He's like, what other skills and like interests that you have? Like, what else would you do?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, say mortgage
would you
brokering
do?
is no. I was like, well, my skill is sales. So I was like, I would probably do sales in like tech sales or pharmaceutical sales, but
I've
tech's
always
probably
been
not even going to be around.
Interested in pharmaceutical sales.
Yeah, I think
Or
pharmaceutical
like
sales would
selling
be
to
so cool.
surgeons and stuff. Like that kind of interests me.
Yeah,
100%.
100%. And there's so much, like medical sales, there's so much money in medical sales.
Yeah, that's actually always been in the back of my head of like, oh,
Yeah.
medical sales. Yeah, that's an interesting.
What would you do?
topic. I would hopefully be retired. I would sell my voice to do over the
voiceovers.
robots.
No, but that voiceovering is the worst thing right now because AI is doing so many
But you
voiceovers.
can tell. Like, have you not gotten like sales calls and they say, "Hello, this is an
Yeah,
AI from."
that's true,
blah,
that's
blah,
true.
blah," and
You can.
I just hang up.
Watch them make it like so streamlined. Well, there's like raps, there's like Drake songs out there that are like not actually real Drake songs, but they
I feel
sound
bad for
real.
artists,
Kanye
yeah.
West, there's so many Kanye West AI songs that like sound like Kanye West.
This
Like,
is
it's
making me
actually
overthink.
Sorry, we actually went so off topic.
We're
Overthinking.
overthinking and stressing out. Okay, what's the next one?
What were we even talking about before we went on this tangent? I don't even
Overthinking.
remember. We're talking about life and career and like switching jobs and stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna be forced to now because of AI. I find like if you are constantly having the same thought over and over again, it is easier to explore it and make a change opposed to just keeping that thought in your head because it's so draining.
But what are some tools for that? Because I know a lot of people who like hate their jobs or whatever, all this stuff, but they just won't change anything because they're just scared. Like they have.
Go into ChatGPT. No, I'm not kidding. Go into ChatGPT. Ask it to ask you X amount of questions to help you determine skills that you have and give you different ideas of careers.
Yeah, but that doesn't help you actually do the like
That helps
action
you
of
gain
like
knowledge because
Yeah,
a lot of
but
people are like I'm not good at anything.
I
Like,
think
don't know
people
what
just
I'm
get
good
like
at.
scared of like doing change and like they're kind of like stuck there. You know what I mean?
But so if you go and you kind of map it out, say you don't use ChatGPT, you kind of write down every skill that you have and different things that you're interested in. I think we're going to do more like hobby careers or things that we're more passionate about, opposed to like I have to do this 9 to 5 type of thing. So figure out what you're passionate about. If you need to gain more knowledge of that, I used to do like personality tests all the time. That helps. Do a few personality tests, and then from there, see if there's anything that you can implement into a new job. But you're thinking that there's still going to be resistant to even do that step.
Because no, I know people that fully know that they should be leaving their jobs and they would be happier somewhere else and make more money somewhere else and all that stuff, but they still have that like paralysis of like leaving, like they just can't because that's just their personality. Like they're not somebody who likes change.
But then what motivates them? Because then it's a motivation thing.
Yeah.
Because if you can know that you can make more money somewhere else, and you're not motivated by money.
Yeah. Some people, I think, just don't like change and just like the people. Like, I think for some people, it's like, okay, I like the people I work with. Yeah, like the work might not be the best and I might not be making the most money, but like all my friends are here and like, you know what I mean?
So, okay, an
team.
example of this, one of the agents in here, he does a lot of work with retirement communities. Mm-hmm. And there was a bunch of ladies who was telling me a story. There was a bunch of ladies who they came to all like the seminars and they were the only 5 that were reluctant to make a change. So he asked them all individually, like, what is holding you back? And one of them was, I like to go to this bank. I like to see this teller. She takes care of all my stuff. I don't want, like, I can walk to the bank. I don't want that to change. So he said, well, we have shuttles. You can take a shuttle anytime to that specific bank and you can see your teller. And she's like, okay. And she signed right away. So I think it's knowing you feel like you're going to lose these relationships. Well, create a plan of how you can keep the relationship with you.
So true.
And then fix what's toxic. You can meet with people out of work.
Yeah, so
it doesn't have to just be at the work setting. So figure out how to pivot and still have those relationships with people and then go do the thing that's going to make you thrive better.
No, I agree.
Yeah. I hope that's helpful.
No, it is. And like for some, it's like for people like me and you, it's like such like an easy thing. Like, duh, like this is just what you should do. But I think like
I don't think it's duh because like it is scary. Like having a family and then thinking I'm not happy in my job, will I find something else? Like that takes a huge toll.
Yeah, it's so true.
Where I think if you are single, it's a little bit easier because you have nobody kind of weighing on you.
Yeah.
But like the hours could change, like the whole dynamic of the household can change. So there are logical factors here that are very scary for people. Mm-hmm. But again, I think, is it worse living in your situation and like having that thought every day? And maybe you're not showing up for your kids the way you want to. Maybe you're always in a bad mood. Like,
maybe you're like,
what's
you're straining
worse?
your like romantic relationship.
Yeah. Opposed to exploring
so
a change.
True. Another different option. Yeah.
Yeah.
So true. I think like you just have to get to like that breaking point or whatever.
Yeah.
Before and, you like actually
it may
make
take
a change.
A while. Like you could be searching for a job for a long time, but at least have the ball rolling and knowing, okay, I am slowly doing things to change this. Mm-hmm. That alone may liberate you, or you may go do an interview and explore it and like actually think, oh no, I actually like where I am.
So true.
Yeah.
So true. I agree. What about like moving? Because I think I'm somebody who like wants to move, but I don't know if I could actually ever do it. Like
I'm already there. I'm there with you. I can move. I can move. The only thing that is keeping me is my kids.
But like a big move, not just like water down to Burlington, like, you know,
so
like a big move.
I explored moving.
Well,
to
you
Florida,
were gonna, yeah.
And I was completely on board. There's things that were very scary in terms of like, just my health, my back. If it goes out, will I have help? I wouldn't have. Mm-hmm. So like certain things you have to think of. Also like the relationships that my kids have with my family in particular, like we're very close to my immediate family.
Right.
So how would that look?
Right.
Was a factor. I would say like I would have needed to go back probably 2 or 3 more times if we were decided to move forward with it in order to be like, yes, okay.
Do you think it's less scary for you because you have a family, but would it be more scary for you if you were like single moving somewhere else?
I think it'd be less scary single.
Really? I think it's more scary single because like moving to like an unknown destination with like nobody. Like at least if I had a partner, I would like know at least one person there. Do you know what I mean?
But I find you're very good at being alone. I am not okay. I will not go to a restaurant by myself.
Oh my God, what?
I will not.
Shut up. I didn't know that about you.
No, I will not.
Like ever?
Ever.
Not even for like
Even
lunch?
for lunch, I have to be like scrolling my phone the whole time. Like I just don't like it.
Wow, I love it.
Yeah, I know. I would like to be more like you. I don't like it. I get very uncomfortable. It's weird.
So then that's what I'm saying. So then wouldn't
For
you
me,
be?
I don't think I could.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's scarier moving by yourself.
But I feel like it would be easier in the sense that I could come and go as I please. Like I could it'd be easier for me to come back to see people. That sort of thing. Like if I had an opportunity to move for work, I think I would probably take it if I was single.
True. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it has to do mainly personality.
I want to move so bad. Like my cousin who just like moved to BC. I'm like, you just like up and left and moved to BC for work.
I have a cousin that just moved to Greece.
That's amazing.
Up
I
and moved
love
to Greece.
people like that.
I'm by herself. I'm like, this is amazing. And she like every time I see her pictures, I have to reach out to her. I haven't actually messaged her in a while. But like I'm like, I just love it. You look like you're living your best life.
Yeah, I love people like that.
Yep. It's very admirable.
It's so admirable.
Mm-hmm.
The most thing I did like that was like when I went to New Zealand for 2 months, but like I was with my brother and like his colleagues that I've known for like years, so it wasn't, and it was only 2 months, right?
But why don't you do like a pilot project? Like do it for a month. Stay at an Airbnb for a month.
I do. I want to do it with like Los Angeles because like the only place I would ever move is Los Angeles, which
Yeah.
like right now with the political issues happening in Los Angeles is not.
It's a little wild.
Yeah, it's a little wild. I'm stressed for our upcoming vacation. I was like, what if like ICE detains me or something? They think I'm
not
like an
scared about
immigrant.
that.
You're white.
I think you're fine. Like we're literally Canadian citizens. We're here for like a reason.
Yeah.
I think you'll be okay.
I know, but there's so much fear mongering in the media right now.
But we
and like,
know it's
there's like,
fear-mongering.
I know, but the Marinas in LA, the National Guard, the governor of LA is like
But they're
suing
having
Trump
bad
now.
riots. Yeah, but ridiculous is that?
But why would he send the National Guard over? That's crazy. They can have a peaceful
I listen
protest.
to different. I listen to different news than you, so I'm getting a different take.
Americans
But I think it's just
are
all
insane
crazy.
right now. It's all crazy. Yeah, it's literally all crazy.
It's just crazy. I just ignore. We'll be fine.
I know. Like that's what I'm like. I know we'll be fine, but then sometimes I'm like,
Because
you know?
you're listening to it a lot.
Yeah.
Which is fair.
Okay. Relationships and networking. Bro, I am the biggest overthinker when it comes to relationships. I think like
What type of relationship?
romantic relationships. Like I have not in my personal friendships or like family relationships, but I am. If there's anything I overthink about in my life, it's relationships. I can make such quick decisions about anything else, but I overthink about relationships.
And like, what is your overthinking?
Just everything. Like, am I too picky? Am I, you know?
But like when you're with someone, what's the overthinking process there?
There's no overthinking when I'm with someone, but getting to be with someone is the part where it's like I overthink everything. Like I get the ick really quickly.
Yeah.
I'm very judgmental. I'm very nitpicky, you know?
So I can say I was the same.
But then you said when you met Nathan, it kind of just all went away.
You know, kind of, it's magical. It just went away.
My friends say that to me all the time. They're like, you're constantly
does.
overthinking.
So it does. And then now, like, you know, we've been together for so long. It's like, I'm just sick of it.
No, totally.
So I'm not like a perfect person in my relationship. I'm not the right person to be giving this advice, but I think giving a person more than one chance, because while dating, Nathan gave me the ick. There's times where he did.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd you get over it?
I kept saying like, I'm just going to give him, you know, I'll go out again. Cause he was like persistent. And then he didn't think I liked him, which was like, I was on the fence. I'm like, do I like this guy? Do I not?
Interesting.
But
So he really pursued you.
Yeah, he was persistent.
I want to be pursued.
But then there was a time where he stopped. And then I was like, why isn't he calling me?
Oh, so
then-
it like reeled you back in.
And then I like reached out. I'm like, okay, I'll reach out one more time and see if this is like worth anything. And you know, we're here.
You're like 2 kids
for
later.
better or for worse, we're here. No, but yeah, so I think because right now you date on your phone. Like you meet one person and they made like, who knows what type of day they had on that initial date. Like, I feel bad. Like, it's very much one trial and that's it. Mm-hmm. Where I would say maybe if there's something, okay, maybe you didn't like how he chewed, or like he didn't wear the greatest outfit. You know, outfits you can help him later on.
Yeah, outfits
but like certain
I'm like,
things,
whatever about.
You know, maybe give somebody a second chance.
Bro, I get the ick so quickly, Natalie. It's so bad. I'll be like, oh, this guy shaves his arms. Ick. But
Why?
that is an ick, right?
Why isn't it an ick?
Ew.
In high school,
shaving your arm?
Because he doesn't like
As
hair.
a man, I love
like
a man. I love. Okay, my big thing is like forearms. So like I like hair on an arm.
I just like arms. Like I like grabbing the arm. Yeah, I'm the same.
Oh my God, I don't want you to shave your arms. I like your hair.
Do you want them to shave their chest hair?
Yeah.
So just help him with that. See, it doesn't bother you.
That's true, I guess.
Maybe he thinks maybe he dated a girl and she hated arm hair. So like he thinks all girls.
My problem is the minute this is my toxic trait. The minute I see someone, I'm like, you have to be perfect in the way I want it, or this is not going anywhere.
It's not gonna work.
I know, because I'm like they don't know me. Like, how would they know that this is what, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, like this doesn't work like that. Like, I need to get it together. But this is the thing. Like, I overthink so much to the point where like I don't even progress into the next step because I'm just like, nope. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay, so like little things like that. Your next date, you have to like just say, I'm giving him grace, or like create a reason why he shaved his arms. I'm sorry, God.
I know, my cousin's like, what if he's a swimmer?
Yeah, maybe he had a swim meet, you know? Like, but if you create the reason of like why, pretend like you asked him and he gave you a reason, like a really legitimate reason, and then try to continue.
No, okay, listen to this. So I had like potentially what would have been the cutest like meet cute on the airplane coming back. So I was flying business on WestJet, and I was literally the first row on the plane. I was like 1B. So I get it. I'm like the first like two people to board. We board, and I had just gotten a matcha from Starbucks, like an iced matcha. I put it on the seat, or not the seat, but there's like in business, there's like a little like console thing in between the two seats where you can like put your stuff on. So I put it there. And I had a lot of like, I had my backpack, but also a bag. So I went to go take my backpack off, and I knocked the matcha over onto the person besides me chair, and I was like, oh my God. So I'm like, I took all my stuff off. I'm like trying to wave the air hostess down, but like there's like a slew of people like coming in, and like the air hostess is not paying attention to me. I'm like, oh my God, who's gonna be sitting beside me? Like I have this like matcha everywhere. All of a sudden this guy comes, he's like relatively young, he comes and he goes, hi. He's like, sorry, I'm sitting there. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I'm so sorry. I just dropped matcha all over your seat. And I was like, I was waiting for the air hostess because I need napkins. And he had just gotten lunch, I guess. So he like looked in his bag and he like whipped out like a bunch of napkins. So I took it from him and I'm like cleaning his chair. And he's like, oh my God, it's totally okay. Things happen. I was like, no, I was like, I don't want you to sit on like a wet, sticky chair or whatever. Yeah. Anyways, I was like, that could have been a very cute meet cute. So then he sits down. I start immediately analyzing him. I was like, his arms are shaved. He's wearing skinny jeans. He's wearing a wife beater on the airplane. Like, maybe that's such an ick. Like, all this stuff. And I'm just like, but then I'm like, why am I doing this? Yeah. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm literally creating, things. I know. And I'm creating this like image of this guy. Like, I don't even know him.
Yeah. See, I think that's the main problem right now with everybody dating. Yeah. Because there's just like so many options.
But online. How do we get like this?
Because there's so many options.
But I don't even online date. You know, like I don't know. Maybe not even on the. It's my like avoidant. It's my avoidant attachment style. I'm like, but very I feel avoidant.
Like every story that I hear is like, oh, they did this one thing, and I never want to like, ew, I don't want to see them again.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I don't think is fair, because I'm pretty sure I probably did something silly on a date before.
And so do I. Like, I'm not perfect. Like, why do I think that, like, I'm perfect and this other person is not? Like, what is wrong with me? Like, do you know what I mean? I really got to go to therapy for this. But yeah, that's overthinking in relationships. Do you have overthinking in a relationship?
Oh, I haven't dated in a very long time.
Yeah, but in your, like, marriage relationship.
I think my thing right now, I overthink in terms of, like, load. and like who does more.
Ah,
It's the big topic right now.
that makes sense.
And
I don't think that's overthinking though.
is it overthinking?
I don't know. I don't think so. Like, I mean, if it's like
Grudge
actually not even grudge holding, like I feel like if it's like an active problem, that's not overthinking.
Yeah.
I think overthinking would be like, oh my God, does he love me? Or like, oh, he did this. Like, what does that mean? Do you know what I mean?
Oh no, I don't overthink
Yeah.
my relationship.
You're like, I don't give a shit if he loves me. He needs to be putting in 50%.
No, I don't think in those terms. No. Not at all.
That's good. That means you're very secure in yourself. That's a good thing.
Wow.
That's a really good
That's a
thing.
first.
Like if you never need like reassurance from your partner that like he loves you or like whatever.
I think when like we're overly busy and we don't see each other, it's like, okay, like, do you care?
Right.
More of that sort of thing. But then like once we have quality time, it's like, oh, okay,
Then you're good,
like, we
yeah.
like each other.
Yeah. You're like, okay, we're in this for a reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, the load thing, I don't know if that's necessarily overthinking. I don't think that's overthinking.
I think I overthink it, but yeah.
Okay, well, I guess depending
the
on
head.
how you do it.
Yeah. But no, I don't think it is like the same scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what is overthinking really? Like to the point where it causes resentment? Like what does overthinking really mean, you know?
I think in this scenario we're talking about like just replaying something in your head where if you were to gain more knowledge about it, you could change it. Right?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I
or
agree
like
with that.
worrying about an
That's
outcome.
good. That's a
that
good
may not-
definition. That's a really good definition.
Yeah, or like worrying about an outcome that may or may not ever happen.
Fear of the unknown.
And it creates paralysis of you doing something.
I have that with like my parents' death a lot.
Do you really?
A lot. Like it like paralyzes me to the point where it's like debilitating. Like sometimes if I like spiral, if I'm like getting my period or something and I just like randomly think about like my parents dying, like I will literally, COVID was so bad for me, like the beginning stages of COVID before we got
yeah.
vaccinated, because I just was like, I can never leave the house because I don't know what this unknown virus is.
Yeah.
And if I bring it home accidentally and it goes, because my parents are both like not like my dad has like heart problems and my mom's like high blood pressure and stuff. So I was like, if I like unknowingly give it to them and then something happens, I was like, I will never be able to forgive myself. So it was like a really hard time. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So I have
can
like a
see
lot
that.
of like fear of the unknown with that. Oh, how's your dad?
Oh, he's doing good.
He's good?
Yeah.
He's out of the hospital?
He's out of the
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The parents thing for me is like, it's bad.
It's sad seeing
Yeah.
like your parents age in general.
No, it's insane.
Because like
It's the worst.
growing up, like they're like everything, and then to see them
100%.
like age and stuff. I'm like,
And then
this
you
is
become
kinda
the
sad.
provider, like to a certain
Yeah,
extent.
it's sad. I don't.
It's
like
really
it.
sad. I don't like.
I don't
it
like the
either.
change.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
It's like I just want to be the baby forever.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, let's wrap this up. What are practical strategies to just go for it? I think we talked about this.
Well, one, I think identifying that you're overthinking, because a lot of people do it and not realize it.
That's a good one.
Like
yeah.
if you're thinking it over day in and day out, then you're overthinking it.
Yeah.
Gain knowledge over the topic or scenario, and then create a plan. It doesn't have to be like step 1, step 2. Just make a small action towards the change.
I also think like just trusting your gut, right? Because
Yeah.
like I think a lot of overthinking, I think maybe even for me, comes from like not like trusting my gut like all the time. You know?
Yeah, I think because your logical brain is competing with your
100%.
emotional brain.
100%.
But which one is the right one?
I know it depends on the scenario. Honestly,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's hard. No, it's definitely hard.
And then
But-
also like we'll just bring it back to like buying a house. Like what is the
Like,
worst
for
case
that-
scenario?
Yeah,
of
like
you
what's-
not doing it.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
And I think like for that, like you said, like, yeah, like I think the analysis and stuff is really important, but I think at the end of the day, your gut instinct, like the instinct thing that you were talking about is like the most important. Okay, I think that's all we have for you guys today. We've been yapping for over an hour.
Yeah, I hope it was helpful if you guys are in the overthinking stage. And as always, please like and share.
And subscribe, you guys.
Yes, thank you. See
Okay,
ya.
bye.